Good morning, boys, and welcome to Friday, February 18th. Let's start our day in prayer. Lord, teach me to pray and hear my prayers. You hear all the words I say, for you are everywhere. Amen. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed the little bit of snow that we got yesterday. I know it was a lot of ice too, and excuse me, I have to say, I'm hoping it's the last snow. I like snow, but I'm really disappointed I didn't get to see you yesterday. So no snow in the forecast on Monday, so we will surely be together. Okay, so today we are going to do the worksheet, How Do They Move? And we're going to do the worksheet, Trace 10 Hearts. And we're going to trace the word love on the bottom. We are going to make pink, and we're going to paint our smiley heart. And then we're going to practice cutting out some hearts. We need practice with scissors, and what better way to practice cutting hearts? I love hearts for the month of February. And we're going to read the book called In My Heart. And I don't know whether you can see this, but it's super cool, this book, because this is 3D. And see the hole? And every page, the heart gets smaller and smaller. It's a super fun book. So we're going to read that today. We're also going to talk about the letter V. V is our letter for the week for Valentine, vulture, violin. What else do we have for V? Vase, violin, vulture, Valentine. So that's the letter of the week, V. Capital V or uppercase V if your name was Victoria. And if you're just writing violin, then it's our smaller, let's take this away, lowercase v, a smaller v. All right, so let's jump into our day, boys. Let's go to our Trace 10 Hearts. The number of the week is 10, so trace 10 hearts. You can pick marker or crayon, and you can trace away. I'm gonna use orange. Now, these are different shaped hearts, different sizes and different shapes, and we're going to trace each one of them. Now, you can trace them all different colors, or you can trace them the same. It doesn't matter to me, but we're gonna take our time and we're gonna trace each of our hearts. It's not a race, so just take our time. I'm gonna switch because this marker is really yucky. So I'm gonna switch to a different one. Remember, when we don't put our caps back on tight, then our markers dry out. Okay, now I'm just gonna do a couple here. I did my first two in orange, and then I did the next two in green, and you're just going to continue to trace all 10 of your hearts, excuse me. And then you can go ahead and, when it's coloring time, color them in. I like to, like I tell you this all the time, I like to trace in marker, and I like to color with the crayon. Especially when we're tracing, sometimes when we trace in colors like yellow or orange, the lighter colors, I can't really see how well you've traced. So I like, if we can use markers, it's better for me. It helps me when I look at your work. We're gonna continue on all 10 of them, tracing and coloring them in. And then when we're done with that, we're gonna go down to the bottom, and there is a special word on the bottom of our worksheet, L-O-V-E. L-O-V-E spells love, and we are going to trace the word love. And then if you want to try, we traced it here. If you want to turn your page over and write it, Now when I write it, I'm going to use the uppercase L and the lowercase OVE. But you can do it all in capital if you want. Especially practice that V, because that is the letter of the week, V. And you know why else I like V for Valentine? Because if you look at hearts, this is the bottom of the heart. Your bottom of the heart is a V. Okay, it might be a widespread V or a closer together V, but the bottom of a heart, you can really see it in our book. The bottom of our heart is a V for Valentine. All right, so that is our count 10 hearts. Trace them and count them, and then trace love. All right, the next thing we're going to work on is our cutting skills. So here's our 2 hearts. I think I gave you 2 each. Remember, when we're making hearts, we keep this folded. It's important that we keep it folded. And we start from the bottom or top, whichever you want to do. And then we just start following the line all the way around, the line that I've traced for you. Now I'm doing this backwards, so I might not be exactly on the line, but I want you to see how I'm tracing. I'm trying to cut on the line, that is, not tracing, cutting. All right, and then when I open my heart, this is what it looks like. But you see, I'm keeping my paper folded. I'm keeping my paper folded. So I'm gonna do it this way. And then I think I can do a much better heart than doing it backwards. All right, and see how I'm turning the paper? I'm keeping my scissors where they are, and I just keep turning the paper. I'm cutting with my right, and with my left hand, I'm turning the paper. And if it's opposite for you, if you're cutting with your left hand, you can turn your paper with your right hand. Whatever you feel more comfortable with. All right, and that's just practicing our hearts. Now I'm gonna show you a trick. I'm gonna fold my heart again, and I'm going to, maybe mommy or daddy can draw the lines for you, and I'm going to cut it again. So I have another heart here. And if I open it up, I have another heart inside. So you can cut it, keep it on the fold, and you can cut it a couple times. I'm going to cut like this. I'm going to show you. Let me see if I can fit one more in. I don't know if I can, but it's got to be a little one. Because you have to keep it folded. I think I did it. And continue to do it like that. So there's all kinds of fun things you can do. You can cut it just once, or you can keep cutting it a couple times. So practice that. Practice cutting your hearts. And then when you cut the, see how I cut those out? You have little hearts from that. When I cut the 3, look at this tiny one. So little, so cute. And I keep, when I do things like that, I have a container here somewhere. Oh, I actually have my phone on it recording this, but I have a container that says hearts on it. And I put all these extra hearts in. So when we do crafts, or when we do things with hearts, then I always have the extras. So I'll put those aside and practice that. Keep practicing it. It's a fun way to practice cutting because you have that really cute heart at the end. All right, so great job with cutting. Now let's move on to how do they move? How do they move? Okay, now if you look on this page, how do they move? We have the animal. Do they swim? Do they fly? And do they walk? And we're going to ask those 3 questions. Do they swim? Do they fly? Do they walk? To the 5 animals. I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 animals on the side. So the first one is the dog. All right, and we're gonna go across and we're gonna say, do dogs swim? And I can tell you, because I have dogs, that they absolutely swim. They can swim. So I'm gonna put a check mark right there under dogs can swim. Can dogs fly? Have you ever seen a dog fly? So we're either gonna write no, and if you say you've seen a dog fly, you're tricking me. Not, you're gonna either write no, or you can put an X over it. Put an X over it, because dogs cannot fly. Can dogs walk? Have you seen people walking their dogs? Yeah, absolutely they can walk. I'm gonna put my name on the top before we go to the next one. All right, let's look at the dolphin. Boys, do you think a dolphin can swim? Yeah, I have seen dolphins swim. I've seen dolphins down our shore, down the Jersey Shore. I've seen dolphins in Florida. I've seen dolphins in North Carolina. And I've even seen dolphins in Baltimore. And yes, the dolphins can swim. Do you think that dolphins can fly? Have you ever seen a flying dolphin? No, I don't think so. So I would say yes, they swim, but no, they do not fly. And have you ever seen a dolphin walking down the street? No, dolphins cannot walk. Although dolphins can, they can stand up. Like here, say the dolphin's swimming like this, and they can stand up out of the water, and with their fins down in the water, their fins are going like this to keep them upright, and their bodies are up here, but they can't walk. They can just kind of stand up and kind of tricks you to think they're walking, but dolphins can't walk. All right, ladybugs. Do you think ladybugs can swim? What do you think? I actually looked this up when I first started teaching this. I looked this up, and ladybugs can swim. Ladybugs can swim. It said that they swim out of necessity, which means they swim when they absolutely have to. They don't swim for fun, but they can swim. So we're gonna put a check mark to ladybugs can swim. And can ladybugs fly? Have you ever seen a ladybug fly? I'm sure you have. And you know, this time of year, we're gonna start to see the ladybugs come out of hibernation in a couple weeks, and you'll start seeing them in your house. Because I don't know where they come from, where they're sleeping, but I always get them in my dining room on top of where my lights are. And ladybugs are supposed to be good luck, so keep your eye out for them. And can ladybugs walk? Yes, ladybugs can walk. You normally see them flying. We don't see them swimming too much, but you see them flying onto a wall or a ceiling. I see them, and when they're in my house, or when I see them outside on the porch, and then you can see them walking along. So yes, they can walk. Let's go down to turtles. Do you think turtles can swim? Turtles are actually very good swimmers. Yes, turtles can swim. Can turtles fly? No, turtles cannot fly. So we're gonna cross that out and put a no there. Can turtles walk? Turtles can walk. And let me ask you a question. Do turtles walk slow or do turtles walk fast? I think the answer is turtles walk slow. Turtles can walk, but they walk slow. They have little legs. All right. Can a duck swim? Yes. We see ducks in the pond all the time. When I used to have my swimming pool, there were two ducks that lived, I felt like they lived in my swimming pool. Every morning when I would get up and look out the window, there were ducks swimming in my pool. Can ducks fly? And the answer to that, surprisingly, is no. Ducks cannot fly. Ducks have too much body weight, and their wings, or their kind of like, no, they're their wings, but they're covered with feathers, aren't strong enough to hold up their weight. So no, ducks cannot fly. Can ducks walk? Ducks, I think they waddle. Ducks waddle. We're waddling, but that's their way of walking. So yes, ducks can walk. Now, let's look at our results and tell me, is there one of these animals that can swim, can fly, and can walk, can do all three? Was there any that we found that could do all three? It is the very cool, very small ladybug. A ladybug can swim, a ladybug can fly, and a ladybug can walk. All right, awesome. Okay, so the last thing that we're going to do today is we're gonna make pink. So I gave you paints, I gave you white paint, and I gave you red paint. So I'm gonna ask you in a little cup or whatever, you know, what mom and dad have for you, we're gonna put white in there. Now, you do not need a lot of paint. The white, I'm gonna say maybe that much, okay? Now, the trick is to put your white in first, and we're just gonna do a drop, a little drop of red. A little drop of red. All right, so there's my little drop of red. And now we're gonna take our brush, or you can use a Q-tip, or you know, whatever you have, and you're gonna mix that red in. And you're gonna keep mixing till you get all that paint mixed up. And you should have a pretty color of pink. Now, there's my pink. Can you see that well enough with the light on? I don't know. There's my pink. Now, if you decided you wanted it a little bit more pink, just a little bit, you're gonna put the tiniest drop, and I mean tiniest drop. You might even wanna take like a little toothpick, or let me see if I could show you this. I just want that tiny, 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 tiny drop. I don't even want to squeeze it because I don't want that much to come out. Okay? And now we're going to mix that again. Mix it all in. And then now I even have a brighter shade of pink. All right, and then I'm gonna take that pink and I'm just going to paint. And you don't need a lot. You don't need a lot of paint. I went ahead and painted my bow first, which I probably shouldn't have done because you can't, I'm not gonna be able to paint over it. You don't need a lot of this paint. Okay, so even just that little bit that I had on my brush, I covered up my heart with. Now, the trick to this is, you're gonna take a paper towel and you're gonna put it over your picture, just like this, and you're just gonna smooth it out. And then when you take it off, you're still gonna have your pretty pink color, but you're gonna be able to see your face, to see the face of your heart. Okay, and then you're gonna let that dry. Now you're gonna have a little bit of paint left. Now again, like I said, you only use a tiny bit, so you're not really wasting paint. But you do, if you have a little bit more in here, like I have a little tiny bit more, then I could take a piece of, just a blank piece of paper. You can even use the back of this. And you can do some painting with pink. I'm gonna make some pink snowballs. Okay, just having a little bit of fun with a little bit of extra paint. All right, good job making pink. when I used to teach this way back, way back, I would put the red in and add white to it. And I always had too much paint because you always want to start with the white and add the red to it. You can always add a little bit more red to make it more of a pink color. All right, so the last thing we're going to do today is I'm going to read you In My Heart. And this is a book about feelings. Here's our first page. I love this book. I'm going to show you this on Monday so you can see it in person, how cool it is, all the different pages. My heart is full of feelings, big feelings and small feelings, loud feelings and quiet feelings, quick feelings and slow feelings. My heart is like a house with all these feelings that live inside. Sometimes my heart feels like a big yellow star, shiny and bright. I smile from ear to ear and twirl around as fast as I can. I feel as if I can take off into the sky because my heart is so happy. Other times my heart feels strong. I stand up tall as if I can touch the clouds. New people and places don't frighten me. I can do it. Watch me go. This is when my heart feels brave. When I get really angry, my heart feels as if it's going to explode. Don't you come near me. My heart is yelling hot and loud. This is when my heart is mad. This says, boom. But other times my heart is cool. I bob along gently like a balloon on a string. My heart feels lazy and slow, as quiet as snowfall. This is when my heart is calm. Nice and calm. On harder days, mean words hurt my feelings, and my heart feels hurt too. I'm fragile and delicate, but I can be healed with extra kisses. This is when my heart is broken. Some days my heart feels as heavy as an elephant. There's a dark cloud over my head, and tears fall like rain. This is when my heart is sad. But my heart doesn't stay sad. Like springtime after winter, the sun comes out again. My heart grows tall like a plant reaching toward the sky. This is when my heart is hopeful. Eek! When I see something scary, my heart beats really fast. I feel cold, as if a chilly breeze has crawled up my neck, and I run away as fast as I can. This is when my heart feels afraid. When it's time for a bit of fun, my heart feels full of giggles and wiggles. Abracadabra! I hop around like a bouncy bunny. This is when my heart feels silly. Sometimes I hide my heart away where no one else can see, like my own small treasure. I don't want anybody to look at me. Safe on my swing, I can watch the world from above. This is when my heart feels shy. My heart can feel so many feelings, and yours can too. Today, my heart is proud. How does your heart feel today? The end. I hope you enjoyed that book as much as I did. It's one of my favorites. And when you get to see the book, when you come in class on Monday, you can feel all the different layers of the heart. All right, boys, continue to do good work, and I will see you back here on Monday. Have an awesome weekend. I'll see you for a lesson in the morning, and then I'll see you in school Monday afternoon. Monday, lesson in the morning, and then you'll be in school with me Monday afternoon. Have a super weekend. Keep up the good work. Bye-bye.